In our previous tutorials, you have learned the different ways on how to factor polynomials. Factoring polynomials with common monomial factor, difference of two squares, sum and difference of two cubes, perfect square trinomials, and general trinomials. Factoring is a useful skill in real life. Common applications include dividing something into equal pieces, exchanging money, comparing prices, and understanding time and making calculations during travel. Is there a real-life application of factoring? You'll come to know that as we go through to our lesson. Your ability to translate word problems into mathematical equations is also equally important to be successful in this lesson. In here we have the sum of thrice a number and its square is 54. Translated into mathematical equation as x squared plus 3x equals 54. And now you are going to translate in mathematical equation the following. The larger of the two numbers is twice the smaller and their product is 128. Number 2, the square of number minus 2 times the number is 15. Number 3, a square garden plot has 5 meters added to its length. The area of the garden plot now is 24 square meters. I'll give you 5 minutes to try to translate this 3 into mathematical equation. And your timer starts now.
A few moments later.
So here are the answers. Number 1, the given is the larger of the two numbers is twice the smaller and their product is 128. We have 2x times x equals 128. And then simplifying, we have 2x squared equals 128. So here are the steps to be followed on how to arrive at the answer. So first thing to do, you are going to assign any variable to represent the number. And then, if we represent the number as x, it means that the larger is 2x. And then number 3, write the equation as product of the number x and 2x equals 128. For number 2, the given, the square of the number minus 2 times the number is 15. So step number 1, you are going to assign any variable to represent the number. Number 2, if we represent the number as x, it means that its square is x squared. And then step 3, write the equation as x squared minus 2x equal to 15. So just like what you can see on screen, we have x squared minus 2x equals 15. For number 3, a square garden plot has 5 meters added to its length. The area of the garden plot now is 24 square meters. So step number 1, let x represent the side of the square garden plot. Number 2, since 5 meters is added to each length, the garden plot is now a rectangle with a width of x meters and a length of x plus 5 meters. Number 3, write the equation as the product of the length and width equals the area. So here's the answer. X squared plus 5x equals 24 square meters. Let us have the illustrative Examples. Number 1. The sum of thrice a positive number and its square is 54. What is the number? So we have here the step-by-step solution. Step 1. Let x equals the positive number and x square equals the square of the positive number. Step 2. Write an equation. So in here we have x squared plus 3x equals 54. And then step 3, solve the equation. So the equation that we have now is x squared plus 3x equals 54. So the step in solving, we are going to add negative 54 to both sides of the equation. So this is what we call the addition property of equality. So we have x squared plus 3x plus negative 54 equals 54 plus negative 54. And then simplify. We arrive at x squared plus 3x minus 54 equals 0. Next, we are going to factor the equation. So we have x plus 9 times x minus 6 equals 0. The next, we are going to set each factor equal to 0. Then after setting each factor equal to 0, we are going to solve for x. So in here we have x equals negative 9 or x equals 6. If we are going to try to substitute the computed values of x, when x equals negative 9, we have x squared plus 3x equals 54. So we have negative 9 squared plus 3 times negative 9 equals 54. We have 81 plus negative 27 equals 54. And then 54 equals 54. When x equals 6, we have x squared plus 3x equals 54. 6 squared plus 3 times 6 equals 54. 6 squared equals 36 plus 3 times 6 equals 18 equals 54. And then 54 equals 54. Although negative 9 and 6 satisfy the equation, take note that the number being talked about is a positive number. Therefore, the answer is 6. Illustrative example number 2. The area of a rectangle is 2c squared plus 11c plus 14. If the width is c plus 2, what is the length? What is the area of c equals 4 meters? Solution. Step 1. Divide the area 2c squared plus 11c plus 14 by the width c plus 2. Number 2, or step 2, apply factoring and simplify. And then step 3, write the final answer. So in our solution, we have L equals A over W, where L equals the length, and then A is the area, and W is the width. Equals 2c squared plus 11c plus 14 over c plus 2. So that is equal to, if we are going to factor the given polynomial 2c squared plus 11c plus 14, which is the area of the rectangle, we arrive at 2c plus 7 times c plus 2 all over c plus 2. So we cancel the factors c plus 2 and resulted to L equals 2c plus 7. So this is the length of the rectangle that we are looking for. In order to find the area of a rectangle, you are going to substitute for, in the given area, A equals 2c squared plus 11c plus 14. So that is A equals 2 times 4 squared plus 11 times 4 plus 14. Step 2. Perform the indicated operations. So 4 squared is equal to 16. And then 11 times 4 is 44. And then simply bring down 14. Step 3. we are going to simplify. So 2 times 16 is 32, plus 44 plus 14 equals 90. This is the area of the rectangle, 90 square meters. For example number 3, when 2 times the square of a number is decreased by the number, the result is 10. What is the number? Let the number be n. It follows that the square of the number is n square. Step 2. Write an equation. So 2n square minus n equals 10. Step 3. Solve the equation. So we are going to add negative 10 to both sides of the equation. Resulted to 2n square minus n minus 10 equals 0. And then factor. We will have n plus 2 times 2n minus 5 equals 0. After factoring, we are going to set each factor to 0. So we have n plus 2 equals 0 or 2n minus 5 equals 0. And then solve for n. So in here, we have n equals negative 2 or n equals 5 over 2. And now let's find out if our computed values are correct or not by substituting these values to the original polynomial. When n equals negative 2, we have 2 times negative 2 square minus quantity negative 2 equals 10. Simplifying, we have 2 times 4 plus 2 equals 10, and then 10 equals 10. When n equals 5 over 2, from our polynomial to n square minus n equals 10, we'll have 2 times the quantity 5 over 2 square minus 5 over 2 equals 10. And then 2 times 25 over 4 minus 5 over 2 equals 10. And then 25 over 2 minus 5 over 2 equals 10. Then 10 equals 10. So since negative 2 and 5 over 2 satisfy the equation, therefore, either of the two could be an answer. So here are the helpful tips in solving problems involving factoring. So when you're going to solve problems involving factoring, make sure that your answer makes sense in the context of the problem. This means that if you are finding for the length, height, or distance, or finding the time it takes to happen, a negative answer would not make sense. You cannot have a negative length of a frame or a negative time for a race. Now, let us recall the steps in solving problems involving factors of polynomials. Number 1. Assign any variable to represent the unknown. Number 2. Write the equation in the correct form. Number 3. Use factoring strategy to factor the problem. And number 4. Use the zero product property and set each factor containing a variable equal to 0. And number 5. Solve each factor that was set equal to 0 by getting the x on one side and the answer on the other side. So thank you for watching. I hope that you have learned something from this video. See you again in my next tutorial.